Sunday night, and you're about to watch Tarot Nice to Meet You, the show featuring live tarot reading for comedians by, other comedians. Here are your hosts, Carly Smallman and Sarah Isles.
Tarot! Tarot, everyone! Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Carly. This is my my Bessie and support bubble, Sarah Isles.
Hello. Hello.
Here she is. And we're very happy that you've joined us this evening on Sunday night for a bit of witchy tarot fun.
Yes, witchy tarot fun.
That's what I'm calling it now. That's what the show is.
Yes.
Basically, for those of you who have joined us before, thank you so much for tuning in again. We're so happy to have you back. Please leave a comment in the comments box wherever you're watching, because we want to hear from you. We want to know who you are, we want to know where you are, we want to know how you're feeling. If you are new to the show, then tarot, nice to meet you. We're going to have an absolutely cracking time. Sarah and I are going to read the tarot for one of the best comedians in the country, and generally tit about and have fun.
That's pretty much what we do with our life anyway. We just tit about, but now we're filming it.
Yeah. It's like you guys are just here. Like, we would be doing this
anyway. Look, we would be drinking mulled wine on
I drank
Sunday.
one. I haven't got any left.
You finished it.
Yes, I'm a fucking legend.
You animal.
Mulled wine. I'm a middle class legend.
Whereas I've just got lipstick all round mine.
This is what she does, and every time we do the show, I have to do the washing up afterwards. It's like carnage. Her lipstick brings all the boys to the yard.
It really does. It really does.
It does. How has your week been, Sarah?
Good. Yeah, I had a lot of substantial meals.
Yeah, we had a substantial meal together.
We
in fact,
did have
it
a
was
substantial meal
exciting.
together. Yes, so I ate a lot outside. I had drinks outside, and it turns out it's all right. Like, if they have heaters, so I met a couple of friends outside, then another friend outside, and then we went and we had our substantial meal.
It was a delicious meal.
But it was really nice. But they chuck you out after 2 hours, which was a little bit of a disappointment. And then you can't really go anywhere else because you think, I've had 4 substantial meals today already. Probably shouldn't have another one. More for finance reasons, not that I can't fit it in.
No, we can eat it. Don't worry, we can eat.
We can eat.
We just can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
And
how was your week?
What was my week like? It was fine. I mean, it was all right. I went out for a substantial meal with you.
With me, yeah.
Yes, it was quite a week. I've got an exciting week next week, so I was kind of I'm looking forward to that. I'm doing actual live comedy shows. Fingers crossed.
Actual live comedy shows.
You're coming to what?
I am.
You're booked. You're doing it.
Gosh,
Sarah was like surprised. She was like, "What am I doing?
What am I doing this week?
Gigging.
Finally, it's been a while.
Yeah, no, I've had a good week. It was very exciting to get dressed up. I feel like my amount of dressing up is it's getting quite out of hand now. When I met Sarah, I basically showed up in like a floor length gown.
No, it was your Handmaid's Tale dress.
Yeah, it was.
Blessed be the fruit.
I've got this dress that is we'll call it like modest. I think it's quite trendy.
It is trendy and modest.
It's trendy and also incredibly modest. Oh, Dara, I'm here in Dublin, Ireland, in my dad's gaff.
Hello!
Dara Farrell. That's a very roll of Dara Farrell.
I'm not going to try. I've had too much mulled wine.
No, she's had too much mulled wine. She can't say her name because, I mean, it's too much for Sarah today.
Too much.
But yeah, no, I turned up wearing this dress that is cool and trendy, but also like quite painfully modest.
Very modest.
To the point where when I wear it around my family, my mum says, "Blessed be the fruit," and I have to say, "May the Lord open." And it's I wanted to feel sexy.
But what I liked is the juxtaposition of you turning up in a very modest dress, and then I was wearing what I thought was a very nice, fun. But when you went, "Oh, you look festive," I feel like that means, "Oh, that's a low cut top."
Well, it was low cut. She basically looked like a candy cane, but a stripper.
I'm sorry, it's my only night out this year. I'm going to turn up looking good if I
She did look like a stripper. She looked amazing. I'm just taking the piss. She looked like a very hot candy, like a candy cane you want to fuck.
Festive. Yeah, that's
like a candy cane you want to fuck.
That's what I was going for.
Exactly.
Yeah, sounds jump.
Before we bring on our fabulous guest, I'm going to do what we like. So I'm going to
pull me a card
every week. Every motherfucking week. In fact, we're going to be pulling cards on tonight's show. So if you would like us to pull you a card, please leave a comment in the box.
Yeah, damn it, if you want to.
We can give you some advice. Or you can ask an actual question. We can just pull a random card, and like I'm going to do for Sarah, and tell you what you need to hear. Or you can ask us a question, and we can answer it.
Because if you're new to this show, you'll realise that every week Carly pulls me a card, and every week it is fucking horrific. But then she pulls herself a card, and it's wonderful.
I know, but it's really weird because you've got like a nice life, and half the time I'm ringing you like, Sarah, I've got anxiety problems. So I don't know why the cards have not been kind. Right.
Okay.
Do you want to say? Do you shuffle them?
All right. I mean, I'm pulling my own now.
Yeah.
God, I've progressed.
Well, I trust you with the big girl.
Oh my God, these are the big girl cards. And now I've got my hands all over them. Oh, I'm going to shuffle them real good. Right, I'm going for that one. Oh, for the love of fucking Christ.
Hold it up. We've got the eight of cups, people.
I mean, it's me emotionally unfulfilled, walking away from what doesn't fulfill my life anymore.
But at least you're walking away from it. You're not just wallowing in it.
That's true.
So in some ways it's positive, but positive in the way that like you're really sad and also
really sad
and you
depressed.
have a walking stick
I've got
now.
A walking. I know I'm getting older, but a walking stick.
It's quite an insult.
It is an insult. Right, let's pull your fabulous fucking card then.
I bet it's not going to be fabulous. I'm waiting for the week that it's not going to be fabulous. It's not going to be fabulous.
I wonder what I'm walking away from this week, though. I mean, maybe it means gigs are going to be cancelled, and I'm like, what? It's the only thing I have in my life. Let's see. Oh,
the Hanged Man. Sort of surrender by choice.
You are. You're suspended. There's not really a lot you can do. You're just going to go with the flow, and enjoy life.
Lean into
that's what you got to do.
To the hanging.
Yeah, lean into the hanging. That's what one must do.
One must do that. Without further ado, I think we should bring on our guest because we are very, very excited to have an absolutely brilliant comedian. We've both worked with him many times and we can vouch about how wonderful he is.
Very wonderful.
He's been on Live at the Apollo, hasn't he?
He's done loads of
He's
really
done loads of really
stuff.
He's got a brilliant CV.
I'm really chuffed that he agreed to do the show.
I'm not sure. You know what? I'm
not sure how we managed
I'm
it.
just anyone agrees to come on this.
When he said yes, I was like, he said yes.
He said yes.
He said yes.
It's a big week for us all. His name is Paul McCaffrey. So, Paul, if you're there, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. Yeah. It's nice to be. Well, I say nice to be here. I'm in my house. It's nice to be. It is nice to be in my own house, but it's nice to see you. Nice to see other people. You good?
Yeah, we're good. Do you feel like you're like out socialising now?
Yes, absolutely. It's nice to see other comedians. It's I miss it.
It's like being in a green room, isn't it?
It is,
I know, yeah.
And you have a little chat and a giggle.
Oh God, I miss it so much. The first gig back, pulling into a Greg's service station to get a cup of tea, I could have wept.
I love from the Greg's service stations the baked bean slice where it's big.
Oh,
nasty.
That sounds horrible.
Is it bean, sausage, and cheese?
No, it is, but no, I think it is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I only get them at service stations as like a treat. Like I say, if I've really died on my hole at a gig and I'd be like so unfunny and everyone hates me, I like to pull in and get a pasty. Like I know, people like I deserve beans and grease. Like that's, but it's so good. So
I'm terrible for that with McDonald's.
Oh yeah. What's your order?
Well, my sort of if it's a meal. Rather than just like an extra sort of treat, Big Mac meal and 6 nuggets. That's
classic.
Good choice.
It's a lot of meat. That's like a man-style meal. Like I always feel impressed if I go to McDonald's with a man and he basically orders 2 mains.
But I think nuggets aren't enough, really, are they? And you need an appetizer if you're going to have a burger. So,
what you like going for a 3-course dinner at McDonald's?
Yes, correct. Thank you. Yes.
Bottle of wine.
Yeah, sometimes I die really hard.
Have you ever heard this, what turned out to be absolute bullshit, this urban myth about there's a secret thing you can order, that land, air and sea burger. And apparently, like, if you ask for it and it's a fillet of fish, a beef burger and a chicken burger, so it's like something that can fly, something that swims, and something that walks on the land. And apparently, so I kept telling my nephews about this, and they didn't believe me. And then we went to a McDonald's, and I tried to order one, and the person was like, "Sorry, I've got no idea what you're talking about."
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah,
like the cool uncle.
I know. Yeah,
and then
you just sit there. I've got this covered, and then the bloke's like,
I've got nuggets.
It's like the sort of thing you do after like a bad breakup. I'll show my nephew. Burger. And then they're like,
doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, that made me look like a right idiot.
Well, Paul, welcome to our show. We're so happy.
Yes, that's great.
So, Paul, let's start things off on a high because it's one of my favourite segment.
Yes,
I was calling them rounds like it was a game show, but there's no game. So right. No, I think I just felt like I was like a sort of a TV presenter when I said round. But it's a segment.
We'll go round. I like it. Sounds good.
We go round.
All right, round one.
I wonder who's going to win the game with no points.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna win.
We call brief encounters. Oh,
Okay.
graphic that comes up. It's so slick across the bottom.
Jim's so good.
This is what we love to ask our guests about, like maybe something supernatural or unexplained or spooky or just coincidental that they've experienced. Because I love these sort of stories, Paul. I can't lie.
I can't get enough of them.
Can't
It's
get
one of my most
It's my
favourite things
favourite
to
bit of
do.
the whole show.
Yeah, it really is
Yeah.
great. Every time the guest comes on, we're like,
Yeah, some of them have had amazing things happen, Paul.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Well, I think I've seen a ghost. I was driving back from Basingstoke Technical College, where I went when I was like 17, in my mum's orange mini Metro that she used to let me drive. And when you used to go around corners in it, the horn was loose. So if you turned right, the horn would go off. So like when you were going around a circle, it was anyway. That's just a little
Everyone just
detail.
thought you were
Nothing- that wasn't the supernatural thing. There was an explanation to that. That was just like, yeah, that was a fault with the car. But yeah, we're driving back from Basingstoke, sort of like a misty evening, and what looked like a guy carrying 2 bags of shopping, and there was 2 of us in the car, and we both saw it kind of like sort of. You just saw it crossing the road, and then it disappeared. And I was like, "Did you just see that?" And it was like, "Yeah." And then there was nothing there.
The man with some shopping.
Man with 2 carrier bags.
Could he have walked into the fog?
No, it just wasn't. No, it was.
It wasn't like that.
did you feel
No.
like goosebumps? Did you feel a bit weird?
It was just yeah. I mean, it was. I was glad there was someone else there, I think, and that we both kind of saw it. That kind of made it sort of, even though it kind of confirmed the fact that I think we did see something,
Yeah.
kind of made it easier to cope with. I think I don't like that. I mean, sometimes I will stop driving back from a gig. This is disgusting, but like, I will pull into a lay-by, perhaps on an A road for a wee-wee if I'm driving back from a gig. And then when I get back in the car...
I mean, a wee is acceptable.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, what did you think I was going to say?
I don't know. When you said it was disgusting, I was like, oh my God, what horrible
It's the only time
exclusive.
I've ever been nervous on the show thinking, oh no, we didn't have the discussion beforehand. Maybe
Like-
don't really.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But like then when I get back in the car, I start getting paranoid that someone might have got in and is in the back.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like I get quite freaked out sometimes when I'm driving around, particularly in the countryside. I've had to turn music off before if it's like misty. I'm like listening to sort of like.
I worry in the countryside, and I did a gig with, you know, Danny Ward. Do you remember?
Yeah, lovely Danny Ward. Yeah.
And we were driving to this gig, and Susie Ruffle.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's a fun part. Yeah.
And we were driving through the countryside, and it was misty. And I was getting really scared. They're like, "You all right?" And I was like, "I'm just really scared that like hillbillies will come out."
Yeah.
And they rinsed me. Like they rinsed me for the whole fucking journey. They rinsed me the whole time at the gig, and they were like, "What kind of hillbillies are you expecting to see in Surrey? Why?" I was in like the Surrey
But how
Hills.
silly would they have felt if you broken down, you got murdered by hillbillies?
Well, yeah, this was exactly
Silly.
my feeling.
Yes.
I get that every time because you're driving home from a gig and it's always about midnight, and you're like, if I break down now in the middle of nowhere in this country,
Oh man.
there's nothing. Like, who are you going to call? No one's up apart from maybe other comedians. But it's like, oh, it's awful.
One time I was driving back from the gig in Glastonbury. I don't know if you've done that at the, I forget what it's called, but it's like in a like a sports centre down there. And I was driving back. It was me, Henry Packer. I forget who else. And it was really misty. And we were driving up the M3. So it was A303. We were driving up the M3 back into London.
Yeah.
And like really misty to the point where you're going like, I don't know if we're going to be able to continue.
Oh, were you
this journey.
driving at like 10 miles per hour?
Driving at 10 miles an hour. All of a sudden, a car comes the other way on the wrong side of the M3.
Oh my God.
So Henry Packer phones the police and is like, and as he phones the police, he goes, "Oh, hi, I'm on the M3," and they're like, "Oh, is this about the car going the wrong way? We've already had them like."
No,
Well, where
that
the
is-
hell are you then?
no, I'll calm the fuck down. We know about it.
Yeah. Oh, not this again. Fucking hell. But yeah, scary.
That's it. So what? You know the guy with the shopping bags who
Yes.
was the ghost that you saw?
Yeah.
Was he dressed in like period costume, or was this like a shopper from like the sort of 70s, 80s, 90s?
Well, I don't know because it was quite a while ago. I'm now picturing him as Angelos Epithemiou. I imagine him to be wearing sort of 70s kind of like Marks and Spencers, like an anorak and a pair of sort of beige stay pressed trousers. But that I'm almost certain that wasn't what it was. It was just a fleeting kind of, He was there and then he was gone.
Exciting though. We've had lots of guests who have seen ghosts, and we had this conversation last week when Rialina came on the show.
Yeah.
And I repel ghosts. I've never seen a ghost. Nothing ghostly happens.
Do you believe in them?
Yeah, I really want. I'd like to be proved.
No, you don't. It's not fun. You don't want to.
No, Sarah's been.
You don't believe. You've seen.
Visit me all the time, and I'm like, I don't have the
You're a
kind
ghost magnet.
Yeah, I am. She's the repellent. I'm the magnet. I'm like, but I can't handle it. I'm a real scaredy cat. I live alone. Don't visit me. I don't want you to come and say goodbye.
Oh,
I don't want anyone to say goodbye. You've gone, loved you, great, bye. Don't come and see me.
Oh, no.
Because my aunt is like, I'm going to come at the end of your bed in the middle of the night. And I was like, great. And that's how I'm going to die.
Your aunt is threatening to haunt you.
No, she said the first thing she's going to come and see is me.
Wow.
She was like,
what have you done to your aunt?
She's not even going to like go and check out heaven or whatever's going on.
No, she's going to come and scare the shit out of me because I said, don't do it. I don't want to see you. She was like, no, I want to prove that it can be done. And I'm like, well, great. That's how I'm going to go, isn't it?
Oh man, if it's possible, I'm definitely going to be doing some haunting when I'm.
Don't come and see me.
Let's all go
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, it'll be so good. It'll be really fun. What, with me and Paul at the end of the bed, like.
Amazing.
It'll be an honour. It'll be an honour for you.
I won't enjoy it. I'll be so scared.
I love it. Should we do Paul?
Yeah, sorry, we're having so much fun.
No. So I've never had a tarot reading before. I've always been sort of slightly, I don't know.
What troubles you, my son?
Well, I'm just worried it's going to be like, oh God, you know, they're going to sort of pull the card out and go, oh shit, we've never had that one before. That is
the Paul's fucked card.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a new card that we've never even come across.
Just to put your mind at ease, I'm going to do some mind easing, which I've never done on the show before.
Let's do some
basically, the way that we like to read tarot cards is as a way to like unlock your own intuition. So the cards don't like predict the future. They're not like sort of particularly magical or like it's not. I don't believe in them in divination in that. Respect.
No, we don't.
But what I do think is it's a way for basically to start a conversation with yourself or a dialogue with us.
Yes.
You to basically get real with how things are. It's kind of like a little key
guide. It's like basically we view them as like guidance to basically tell you things that maybe necessarily you don't want to hear or you're not ready to hear. Just because if you're ever confused in life, I mean, obviously we do this quite generic as in what's going to happen next week. So we're giving you guidance for next week.
So these are only a week at a time.
Well, with the reading we're doing for you, I mean, you could do multiple.
But Paul, if you
readings.
want, like, we'll be happy to do like
let's start off with a week.
Okay.
See how that goes. I feel like that's me sort of dipping my toe in, and then if like I sort of go, that was actually maybe we could do something a little bit more long term in the future.
We could do a Paul on a
do a big reading.
Actually, we could do like a full moon show with you, and then do like a proper witchy shit.
Yeah, we can make him cast a spell. It's all fun and games here.
It is. Have you both done Ouija boards? Is this sort of like
no?
I have done
ever. You have done? Yeah. No, I've never done that. I've always been
them every time. I don't.
You what?
Well, I've told you my spooky story with the Ouija board. That's why I don't do them. Yeah. Sorry, I realised that's kind of. My mum did it when she was younger. Sorry, I realised.
Isn't just us. Well, isn't just us sitting in the living room.
But it is. It is. So my mum basically always said to me never to do a Ouija board because she did one when she was younger.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the thing is, she doesn't really believe. Like, I never really believed in the spooky stuff or stuff like that. But her and her older brother did a Ouija board, and apparently all the lights went out, and someone wrote my uncle's name in the dust on the windowsill, wrote out Gregory. And then they have, because very religious family, like very strict Catholics.
So very dusty.
Very dusty. Catholics only have dusty windows.
Yeah. No, I was raised a Catholic. Yeah.
Well, dusty homes.
In dust we trust. So they have like a picture of Jesus on the wall, as you do. I'm a big brick heart. And apparently she said with the Ouija board, it turned black. And they had to get a priest in to exorcise the house because it was so much fucked up. So she was like, you never fucking do a Ouija board. And I've had that my whole life. So I've just never.
Wow. Yeah, no, quite right too.
Have you done one?
Never.
Right.
No.
Bags, he's seen enough.
Yeah, we've all seen enough. I see people at the end of my bed. I don't want to see any more people.
Okay. At this point of lockdown, I'd be glad to see someone at the bottom. Oh, all right, mate. How you doing? You're glad of the company.
Bring me a drink or something.
You know, in 2020, I'd love to see someone at the end of the bed.
No,
like,
I don't.
I get lonely this year.
No,
Like,
I don't want anybody at the end of
just
my
want to
bed.
see a person. Right, we're going to do a reading for the week. Paul.
Okay.
And
Cool.
what we're going to do for those who have watched before, you will know that we only read cards upright. We do not do reversals. Basically, we read cards this way up. This way up, they can have like different meanings, but we don't do those.
We don't do that.
There's plenty of information.
78 cards. There's enough information to do a nice, accurate reading for Paul. We don't need to do the.
And while we're
78
reading for
cards
Paul,
too.
if you are watching and you fancy saying hi, say hi. Because otherwise I'll be so lonely that I'll be trying to get people to come and stand at the end of my bed. In fact, if you want to come and stand at the end of my bed, leave a comment and we'll weed out the creepy fuckers.
No one's standing at the end of my bed.
We're all going to bed. Right. So Paul, what we're going to do is do you want to shuffle the cards for Paul?
That's twice. I'm shuffling the cards now. So I'm going to shuffle them. And so if you just want to say stop when you're ready. So when you can feel that the cards are ready.
Oh,
and then
I just the pressure. I feel like my fate is in my own hand.
Just think about the week coming up and things that are happening, and then we will draw some cards.
What is
for you
happening this week? Okay, all right. Yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah. Stop.
Okay.
Sorry, that was very sort of authoritative.
Very authoritative.
Yeah, I'm surprised myself. Okay, stop.
I've never known
Collaborate and listen.
Such a masculine Sarah. You may stop now.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I don't know.
I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry. I probably shouldn't react that way.
No, don't do that.
Oh, no. That I've already said that was the exact thing that I was worried about.
Well, it's actually fine. It's actually fine. So we've done your 3-card reading. We're going to go through each card individually, and then we're going to give you an overview at the end. So the first card that Paul has received is
it's very masculine as well.
It's actually one of the most masculine readings.
It's so manly. It really is manly.
He's got big bollock energy.
Yeah.
So I can pronounce this card.
Hierophant.
See, I pronounce it with a hierophant.
No, because we had this discussion before, and you took the piss out of me because I think I said Hierophant.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Sorry.
This is what the card looks like.
So this is a major arcana card, Paul. So I don't know if you know, obviously, the difference with major arcana. It's usually very strong messages from the universe. So when you have a reading, and we've obviously done you 3 cards, and a major arcana comes up, that's the one that you really take as the most cards. Seriously. Sorry. It's almost like this is a tongue-in-cheek show. And we're not just being deadly serious.
Oh, please.
Sorry, Paul.
This is my reading that you're mocking here.
Sorry, I was having.
So so it's a real strong message from you. So this
is these ones are like little
important.
exclamation marks. There's 2 types of cards: majors and minors. This is a major. This is some major information.
And this is a major.
Cool.
Yeah. And so this one, as you can see, sorry, Paul, did you have a question?
No. Please carry on. I'm just yes, please. Yeah, no, go.
Nothing to worry about in the reading. I'll say up front. Obviously, I can see your cards. Nothing.
Is it a good reading? Would you say
it's a very manly reading?
It's a very manly
reading. Okay.
It's actually very manly.
I mean, you're like the manliest man we've had on the show.
Here we see we've got the Pope in the Tarot de Marseille. It's actually called like Le Pape. So we've got the Pope. He's sitting on a chair. We'll go for the phone. He's looking at his 2 followers. He's imbuing them with the wisdom that he has got from God. And this is the card of conformity, tradition,
establishment,
and the establishment. It's a very masculine card. It's corresponds with Taurus. So very. What star sign are you, Paul?
I'm Leo.
A Leo. So this is like an earthly energy, like a stable and grounded energy. It's all about conformity, tradition. It can be about leadership and mentorship, but in like a dogmatic way.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause it can mean a couple of things. So with this, it could be that either you've reached a level like in life or in your career where you don't really need to learn anything more or get any more advice from anyone. Like you feel like you've absorbed quite a lot. Or it is the case that you are at the point where you should be sharing said knowledge. Yeah. So that you've acquired quite a lot of knowledge in your particular field. I imagine this is obviously stand-up, and it could be a thing where maybe you'd be better off maybe advising people so that they could get to the same level that you're at.
Yeah, but like, don't tell me my jokes.
I'm a guru. Not at all.
Yeah.
The last time I came to you were fucking excellent.
Oh, thank you, babe.
That was do you remember where that was? In that restaurant? Yeah, it was. What was it? Was it a tapas restaurant? It was, yes.
Yeah.
It was like, this shouldn't work, but it really did.
It was really good.
It was fun. Yeah.
No, it was
restaurant
really.
in
It was
itself.
actually a very fun gig. We really
had a good
enjoyed
time.
ourselves. And I got there, and you had to walk through the restaurant basically into like a barn.
Yeah.
It's like
Alarm bells started ringing from the second I walked in. I was like, hang on a second, what is this? But that was really good. But so, okay, all right. So I've reached guru status, is basically.
you're a guru.
Yeah, you are. That's exactly what I meant.
The other way you could read this, sometimes I read this as a kind of like listener beware, but not in like a scary way, because it's a card all about conformity.
Yeah.
Sometimes I read this card as that in order to conform to like the expectations that you think people set on you, or what people want from you, or like it could be, you know, through like if you're talking about comedy career, it could be like what you think other people want you to do, or like in your personal life, what you think other people want, sort of to conform with the establishment. And you can lose a part of yourself by doing that. So it can be a card sort of thinking like, well, have a think. Do you want to go with tradition and traditional values and traditional ways of doing things, or do you want to branch out and look at sort of new ways of doing shit?
Because it could be that maybe that is holding you back somewhat. That's what you're feeling, is that you want to branch out into something else, but you feel like you have to stay within tried and tested means.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, that could apply. I think. Yeah.
Okay. If we get very close, just point at the screen and go, witch! That's what I do to Sarah. When she says the bone, I scream witch in her face. In the Rat Republic, and I say villagers burn.
That's good. It's like a cat. That's a good catchphrase.
And she does, and in like very public places where people stare and they think they actually should burn me. It's something that she very much enjoys, which is
I love it.
So now we've started doing it to each other.
Yeah,
now. We're like,
we do it to each other.
So should we do
this card? Sorry, I need to stop calling you a witch.
No, it's fine.
You're a witch.
So, so the second card, this one is the 9 of Cups. So as you can see, it's a guy sitting quite contently, surrounded by.
Sorry,
I've had
a lot of what.
So this card is actually a very nice card. So what I quite like about this card is it's the card of contentment. So as you can see, the guy is sitting on his wooden bench, surrounded by cups, very fulfilled, very happy.
He's wearing like a kind of like not super wealthy clothes, but middle class clothes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very nice hat.
For the medieval times middle class. I'm not saying you should start dressing like this.
No, I don't think. I don't know if I can pull that off.
You have to make sure you have some carrier bags with you when you're doing it, otherwise it's not going to.
Cups,
lots of
surrounding
cups.
you.
What I really like about this card is that the guy is sitting on a wooden bench, which you can see. And the reason why they've done that is in the card is they're very descriptive. They've got him sitting on a wooden bench because you can't sit on a wooden bench for too long because it becomes uncomfortable. So basically, this is saying that although that you're feeling very contented and you're in a very good place and feel very fulfilled, it is considered temporary. And so the advice is to enjoy it whilst you have it. As in, it's like you should really live in the moment and enjoy yourself when you're having these contented moments when things are going really well and you feel really contented and fulfilled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cups basically relate to emotions. So this is about your emotional state.
Yeah.
But the difference between this card and let me find you the 10.
Oh no, I had them because I was allowed to. I was allowed to touch them. I'll find it.
So the 10
of
cups, please, my darling.
All right.
So the 9 of cups. Oh, that was very. Wait, she found it right away. She's a witch. You've got the 9 of cups here. He's sitting here with his cups. He's very, very happy. And the 10 of cups, you can see they're like dancing and there's rainbows. That's like emotional fulfillment on more of like a deep spiritual level, on like a connection level, relationships. The 9 of cups is more to do with, I always find, contentment and happiness, but with like material things, like stuff you've acquired, rather than sort of like that sort of next level up, which is just like happiness from within. So yeah, in terms of an advice reading, it would be like a count your blessings for what you actually have
acquired so far. And actually that really nicely leads into
it does. Should we lead into it?
It's really nicely led into your final card.
Okay. Lovely, seamless.
The King of Pentacles.
Couldn't get more manly than the King.
This is such a manly reading. You've basically got
So
3 men
manly.
sitting in chairs.
Yeah. You have.
Maybe you're going to be sitting down a lot.
You've got all
I
these.
mean, that's.
The advice is you're going to be, but actually the movement, in terms of movement aspects of these 3 cards, the advice is that this week, like, it's not going to be like major things like fucking happening left, right and center. It will be a pretty sort of static week. Like anything that happens will not be sort of tempestuous or boisterous. It'll be
no, because I think you've reached a really good point. As in, really like with the King of Pentacles, it's like you've accumulated this wealth, you've got a good standing in life, and you feel quite comfortable. So I think all of these cards are things are kind of really great.
He's a businessman. This dude often he he can be. I wouldn't say he's an entrepreneur though. I'm King of Wands is an entrepreneur. I'd say this guy is more of like a businessman. So he can tell someone you know. It could be an energy. Or it could be sort of like more metaphorical, but he's like.
Sorry, I just lost the beginning. Can you say that again? It froze a little bit at the beginning of that sentence. So
your face is frozen for us. We're thoroughly enjoying.
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's right. His face is back.
Oh, thank God, his face.
That's right. We've got your face back now.
I was really upset for a moment.
Oh no, it never frozen. It never freezes in a flattering freeze, does it? That's one thing that we've.
When mine froze, I was like this.
Sarah's froze. No, it was so funny. Telling a story, and Sarah's face froze in like the way of like fuck off. Her face froze like this.
So we thought I was just disgusted by the whole reading.
Just thought she was
amazing.
It was so funny. I've actually had to stop talking on the show. This guy, no, he's a businessman. He is stable financially. He's stable. Do you want to do the card thing? The card is the tarot show. Sorry. He sort of revels in his abundance. He's very proud of like the luxury,
everything that he's achieved. Yeah, he's still in life kind of in his abundance, and also because he's reached this level, is that he's actually quite generous as well, as in he's quite a generous person, as in he's reached a certain level of wealth where you could equally advise other people on how to reach their level or share the wealth.
Can I give one more dorky point from my nerdiness?
Dork away.
Both of these cards are Taurus energy cards, so both of them are.
What would be typically? Okay. I was just going to say what.
So it would be like a Taurus. No fast movement again.
No, there's no movement in
but also like just from them sitting there, but also generally Taurus, no fast movement. Kind of it can be like a stubborn energy. It can be like a sort of a grounded, like an earthly energy as well. Like it's an earth sign, so it's like an earthy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very nice and contented week. Like there's nothing here that's even remotely distressing. You've got.
I don't think we should use the word distressing with the guest.
He was slightly distressed. I felt that maybe we were going to be like, "You're going to burn this week," and he's not.
Yes, no. I'm surely everyone's slightly apprehensive when they do this. I
mean, I am. Every time Carly goes to pull my card every week, I'm like, "Oh no," and then it's shit. So it's like, oh.
But yeah, these are your three cards. So we feel like the advice for the week is gratitude for all that you have.
Yeah, really contented with what you have. Yeah, but actually, to be grateful
also,
in the moment.
And also, I think from this kind of like the energy I'm getting from the cards is to stick to tried and tested this week rather than doing
nothing rash, a bit out there.
Yeah.
Don't start like becoming a pole dancer or something random.
What the
first thing?
The card suggests you should be a pole dancer.
Imagine that. What?
That's how you get your money.
The pole dance.
You need to get yourself a new deck of cards.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good week for you. A very chill.
That's good. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, actually. It's very masculine, very nice.
Yeah, it's very manly.
Week. But yeah, I mean, that is definitely the manliest reading week.
It's really manly. You're going to just like smell of like Lynx deodorant all week.
Yeah.
Well, it's Christmas. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Alpha male all the way. Really.
Absolutely. Also, that's how like fucked up my relationship with men is. That that to me is what manlyism is.
Yeah, that says it all really. Lynx.
Manliness, like, oh, well, he's wearing Lynx. That's a real man.
Yeah, quite.
Whereas I think like Lynx is something that teenage boys wear.
Well, that makes me feel like a horrible pervert. So let's move on from that. Happy with your reading, Paul?
Very happy. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was.
Did it resonate with you?
It did actually. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. I'm very pleased.
Hey, great, good.
Yay! We get to do my final and favourite round now.
Yes, it is. It's such a good round.
It's my favourite fucking round. Just before we do, if you have any questions you would like to ask the cards, none of you have typed one yet. That's absolutely fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. But you can ask us anything.
Yeah, we can You can say, just pull a random card and tell me what I need to hear. Or just something like, just a random card, please. And we'll gladly do that. And also, Paul's here to give his advice.
Yeah, if you like, Paul has.
Yes, now I've reached that sort of,
That level.
He's
What's
really manly.
Did you watch Cobra Kai? What's the Sensei?
Yeah. Oh, we love it. We love Cobra
So
Kai.
good. When is 3 going to be out? That's because they said it then. You're joking.
January. No, we've put it in our diaries already.
The 8th of January.
8th of January.
Oh man, that's such good news. Do you know what I've just started watching, which I had passed me by? So 2 things that I hadn't watched, which I've been so glad of in lockdown. Firstly, I'd never seen The Sopranos, so I burnt through that in lockdown. Oh my God, it's like one of those things where you get a sort of series and you're like, I can't believe that I've left it this long to watch this. And I'm currently 3 series into Entourage, which I am enjoying.
That too. I've had very little life experience.
Paul, we should have locked down together.
I know, yeah, exactly. Perfect. Did you watch? Obviously, the Tiger King was.
I love
Tiger
King.
So
My
good.
dad got very involved in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Entourage is great because they're all half an hour, so it's just like you sort of.
Oh, I like that.
Cheesy
I like
viewing.
a short. It feels like less commitment. That's what I liked about The Good Place. It feels like less commitment.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love The Good Place because I love Ted Danson.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just great. You could sort of like go, right, I've got an hour. I can watch 2 episodes of. It's just you can sort of schedule it in.
Or in terms of my life, I've got 24 hours and I only need to sleep for about 7.
We've got
Yes.
Yeah.
Sopranos first, I think.
Oh my God, so
Sopranos.
good.
Really?
Entourage,
Oh,
It's amazing.
my worry with The Sopranos, if I may, on the tarot card show.
You may.
Thank you. I know it's anything my show. So
You may.
thank you.
I'll allow it.
Thank you for allowing me. I feel like when you get to a certain point, it's like a massive commitment. And I have a few commitment issues of my own.
Right.
I feel like I have to commit. Everyone says The Sopranos is great, but it's such a big commitment knowing how many seasons there are and having to get through all of them. And it actually feels overwhelming.
Oh, then don't do
No,
it.
it doesn't.
Don't do
Honest.
it.
I know, but then I tell you what will happen is, well, I can't say this is what my experience of it was. It felt like quite an overwhelming sort of commitment to start with, and then I started to get really anxious in a sort of penultimate season. I was like, oh shit, there's only like 1 left after this, and at the moment,
like that.
there's like 96 episodes of Entourage, and I'm about sort of 30 in. So at the moment, I'm like, oh, there's still so much of this to watch.
At the end, so you get
Yes.
the Entourage
I have
film.
actually seen the film, but I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah.
You know, having watched a series, but it's so good because obviously it sort of
Kind of
relates to our kind of like life, and you know, our industry and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, I think you'd like it.
I don't
It's good.
know Entourage. It doesn't relate to me.
Well, no, but you know, like this sort of, yeah, it's good. I love it.
Okay, okay. I'll have to watch one of them at some point. I do need a new TV series.
The Undoing, I watched.
Everyone's talking about The Undoing at the moment.
You know why? It's because I never rated Hugh Grant as an actor. I always thought he was a bit meh. He's
I love
great.
him.
No, he's great in it. Like he's so. I mean, even I was a bit like, damn. I was like, what? Acting and everything, like full on. And I was like,
so patriotic. That's like his mum at the school. Matthew, Joseph.
But he can, because I always thought he was very.
Yeah,
and like one-dimensional, and then I was like, "Well, Dan, well
wonderful.
done, Hugh."
I like. Yeah, I mean, let's carry on with the show.
Sorry, yes.
Yes.
No, I was going to go into a whole bit about Hugh Grant as well, but I'm not even sure.
You a fan?
We're running out. I mean, I say we're running out of time, but we can stream to whatever. But I mean, we don't want to take over everyone's lives, do we?
Not really.
Let's do our final round.
Okay, sorry.
We've got a graphic for this, Paul, that we hope you like. Our final round.
Sure,
Paul, who's in the freezer?
Hey! Let me out! It's fucking freezing in here!
Yes, I enjoyed that. That's
You're welcome.
simple. Very good.
We take things very seriously here. It's very nice to meet you. We
Excellent.
no expense spared. No expense. None. Literally no expense at all.
Brilliant.
This is the part of the show where Sarah is going to go head to head with Paul. To bind someone's energy and freeze them in the freezer. Would you like to explain? I always let Sarah explain this because she taught me about the freezer.
I did.
Okay.
So again, the one that's going to come and haunt me when she dies is the one that she actually taught me tarot. She taught me all of this growing up. So she taught me that when anyone is like just being a real arsehole, or you just want to kind of shut down their energy and bind it, you write their name on a bit of paper, you fold it up and you put it in an ice cube tray, put water in it, and then you put them in the freezer. So then they're frozen, and then you decant them into what I have is a bowl of hate. that I
In
then
her
put at the back
freezer.
of my freezer, and so then it just stops them from doing any harm to you and themselves. So it's
Exactly.
a nice thing. It's not like it's a binding spell. Well, I've done many of those, so it's not like it's harsh against them.
Not rude
It's a
and
very-
gold sort of thing, yeah.
It's just you just don't want people to root around in your freezer.
No, because what happened is I had some friends over once and I was very drunk and my mate was like, oh, can I just help myself to, I was like, yeah, mate, go help yourself. So she then was halfway through her vodka orange and started choking on Kelly from finance. And so I was like, fuck. And so I was like, I'm really sorry, which ice cubes did you use? She basically used my ice cube tray of hate.
Her hate tray.
And so then she swallowed some and I had to write them out again. And it was all, so you just got to be very, strict about hiding. So now I hide it at the back behind the lasagna so that no one finds.
Oh.
Yeah. And Sarah's got a lot of.
Do you know, one of the best days of my life, I once had lasagna for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Stop it, Paul.
Yes.
When was this?
Probably, I'd say about 1993.
That's quite specific, actually.
I just
1990.
choked.
Yes. I mean, it was when I was living at my sort of,
Breakfast,
I was
lunch,
living-
and dinner.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner, lasagna. Beat
I mean,
that.
you feel like a child. Who was allowing this?
No, I wasn't a child. I am a lot older than. I'm 46.
Well, I was gonna say, I think he's the same age as us. No? What?
How old?
I'm 46.
We've got a full decade on me.
Wow, okay, yes, sorry. You
Sorry,
don't
Paul.
look it, Paul.
You don't
Thank
look
you
it.
very much.
Is it retinol? Are you Botoxing? What's your secret?
No. Alcohol, I think, seems to be doing the trick so far. I think it's going to be one of those things.
Forever.
I think I'm
It's like
pickled.
Jeff Hunter.
Love that film.
Paul just like swings back a beer in his bum cheeks, going like,
Yeah.
But we can't show that on the show. It's so
no,
inappropriate.
he's just doing that under the table. Well,
He's just clenching and releasing whilst he's under
So
the show.
funny, so funny. Paul, as our guest, would you like to go first or second with your nomination for the freezer?
I'll go second, actually. Let me just, yeah.
Ladies first, because it's masculine
Yes.
day.
Again, and he's very,
On
very,
the-
very
masculine
man. Okay, so this week,
Yeah.
Sorry, always wanted to do
Fine, you can do that.
Thank you.
So I would like to this week is I would like to put BMW drivers into the freezer.
all
For two
BMW
reasons.
drivers.
Yes, two reasons. One, obviously, the guy that drove into my car, wrote it off, and then drove off
BMW.
was a BMW driver, because the people that did see him before he drove off and didn't leave his number was BMW.
Yeah, the snitches.
But
Oh,
also
yeah.
now, so I don't know if I told you this happened this week. So what's happening now is now that it's getting really dark really early at like 4 o'clock, my body goes, oh yay, dinner time. Now I have the hangry thing where I get furious if I don't eat when I'm hungry. Now, because my body has now decided that 4 o'clock is when I have dinner, I have to try and stop myself from doing it. So I've been
You have
forcing
dinner
myself.
at 4 o'clock. Sorry.
No, I've been trying to stop. I've been trying to
Yeah.
stop.
Are
I
you,
have dinner.
is dinner lunch for you? Are you dinner and tea, or are you lunch and dinner?
I'm lunch
dinner.
and dinner. Oh, what
Right.
are you? Are you?
Are you tea?
Oh, no. I was when I was young. Like young, we used to call tea, dinner, like breakfast, dinner, and tea. But now, no, lunch and dinner. But I think that's more a northern thing now, isn't it?
I
Dinner and
think it's
tea.
an awful thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't. I think it's very soft.
Well, my Scottish family say tea.
Yeah.
Dinner.
I remember if we used to say tea, bro. I think, yeah. I think
No,
very
you're
much
from Croydon. It's dinner. It's dinner in Croydon.
anything goes in
Fucking
Croydon,
right.
actually.
We're just lucky in Croydon. You're not
It's like-
stabbed on the way back from the supermarket.
I
Yeah,
haven't been to Croydon for ages. Anyway,
Oh!
I digress. Sorry.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I was about
No.
to rave about. Sorry, I was sorry.
Really?
Yeah. You've got great stuff in Croydon. You've got an IKEA. You've got a box park. I saw a lady.
Is there a box part? What with like sort of street
There's-
food and
Oh,
kind of?
it's great. They've got a meat liquor.
Yeah, they've got a
Oh.
box park in Croydon. They're trying to
What's-
make it good.
I love that. Have you been to the one in Newcastle, which is kind of like the other side of the bridge? And it's just all
Oh.
food. It's just all
No.
food. And then the weekend they've got like a DJ. It's
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
they do that in the one in Croydon. They have a DJ.
Really?
Yeah,
I
and
love
I remember listening, and the music was just awful. I mean,
Oh,
my
yeah.
friend, we felt very old, very mid-30s, so we just left.
I do
Oh.
like that kind of sort. I've definitely got a bit of hipster in me. I'd like, I think I do like those sort of things.
Hair is trendy.
Craft beer and kind of like street food and
Yeah,
just
I think
the
that's
kind of
nice,
guy.
though. I think when you've attained success is when you're like middle class and quatty enough to just like do that without any hint of irony. Like
Yeah.
go and do those things because you enjoy them.
Yeah.
I am that person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I fully love it. Okay, so we've got BMW. Sorry, you didn't finish your story.
I
about
didn't.
the-
No, it's fine.
Sorry. You were hangry?
Yes, I was hangry. So basically what I've done to stop myself to have dinner or tea early is I forced myself out for a walk. Now, because I'm hangry, it's basically the most furious walk I take.
Rage walking.
I'm literally like,
I want to see you. Show you this near
an
me.
hour. I'm furious. So anyway, I was on my furious walk and I was just getting back home. And the thing is, I put my dinner in the oven so that I can have it when I get in, because obviously I'm about to murder someone by this point. So I'm about to cross the road and I obviously look to see if anything's coming. And the car slows down, but it doesn't pull in and it doesn't indicate. So I look, it's a BMW fucking driver. And I was like, okay. So I was looking at him and I felt like it was a 4 minute of us having this standoff. So then I just thought, well, fuck it, I'll walk. And as I started to walk, he started to bid me. And I was like, ow, because I was furious at this point.
Did you verbally abuse the driver?
I really did. And it was along the lines of...
Sarah's got in a rage. This is why I never nominate for the freezers. I can't think of anyone. She's angry every week, and it's really been a blessing to the show.
Yeah, no, I'm with Sarah on that, particularly with driving. I get terrible road. It's got a lot better since I've moved out of London, but I used to get really, really bad road rage.
So nasty. It was like, I waited, you didn't move, you bibbed me.
Oh no, yeah.
Along the lines of, I'm sorry, were you a wanker and then you bought a BMW, or you bought a BMW? And these are the things that I'm just sprouting at this guy.
What, was he alone?
Yes.
Was he like? Could he hear you?
Yes, that's why I was shouting.
Wonderful. And how did it resolve?
I gave him some gestures and then I angrily walked home for my dinner.
Lovely.
I was in the right. He wasn't indicating. He just slowed down, didn't pull in. So I was like, I don't know if I can go. He didn't. And then so I went and then he fucking bid me. Don't bid me.
Well, he sounds like a contender for the freezer. And in fact, and what we do on this show,
BMW
we tar
drivers.
them all. We tar them all with
all
the same
of them.
brush. So
I want them, all those wankers
in
the freezer.
Wonderful. Paul, who would you like to nominate for the freezer?
Mine's not quite as angry as that.
It can just be like in a sort of like latent hate.
But this is something, I don't know whether this is a kind of more recent sort of thing, but this is definitely that seems to be happening more frequently to me, where I will be midway through a phone conversation with a friend and I will hear the toilet flush, and it will become apparent to me that for the duration of the phone call, they have been on the toilet.
That's disgusting.
That is not
never
acceptable.
I have been on the toilet when I've been on the phone.
To me?
No. Yes.
I think it's fine, and some people will be okay with it, but I think that should be, I think, if they answer to me, I should just let you know that I am on the toilet so that you can...
There's ways to do it. Usually what I do, I would never shit on the phone but I have a very small bladder and I like to stay hydrated. So I need to pee quite a lot. So usually, like, especially if I'm on the phone like you, Sarah, this is going to sound really mean. I wait until Sarah's on a rant and then I mute myself and I pee.
Oh God, Sarah, you are finding this out now.
And he doesn't know. And then I've peed by the time she's finished.
What you do is you say, Sarah, I need a pee, so I'm going to call you back in 5, which is what I do with all of my other friends. She does do that.
She's better than me.
Yeah. Well, I've got some friends that I say I'm going to go to. So they're like, fine, that's all right. Just carry on the phone. I'm like, no.
You're right, and I do include myself in this. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So that's
like fancies me secretly is watching.
I'm going to tell all of them.
I can only pee when I'm speaking to Sarah.
Am I on the last one of these? Is this am I watching the last ever episode?
I think so, Paul, because next time he's going to be doing the live stream from the toilet.
Some men can only come like when they're watching porn. I can only pee when I'm talking to Sarah.
Are you peeing right now?
No, can I say you're both right? It is disgusting, and I feel like I have done something wrong now, and no one had told me before how I've really upset Sarah, and I would hate to upset her because she's one of my best friends ever, and I can just look at her face. She's so ashamed of me, and
I think it's fine. I think some people are okay with it, but I think it's just good to make it clear that is what you're entering into. No, not at all. Absolutely not. Also, in the bath, a friend of mine, I hear splashing and go, what's that noise? He goes, I'm in the bath. I'm like, what are you in the bath?
What is that? Why is that not okay?
You're nude.
I
You're
can't
nude.
FaceTiming
No, but
them.
you're like, I'm talking to you, and I know your bits are out.
I know. I don't want to speak. I was like, I don't want to speak to you while you're in the bath.
You're naked, so you're either on the phone pissing to me, or you're either naked whilst you're talking
I'm
to
not
me.
missing every time I talk to you.
So basically, I call you, you take off all your clothes,
Like, maybe
and you
once-
run to the toilet.
maybe once or twice I spoke to you while I was peeing, but we speak a lot, Sarah, and I have to pee sometime.
But that's what I'm saying is you go, Sarah, I can't talk right now. I'm going to pee.
So
I'll be like, all right, speak to you in a few minutes.
So bad.
Wow.
Deary me.
You opened up a can of worms.
Wow.
I have.
Can we take a vote?
Yes, so audience vote on what they would like.
Basically, do you want to put all BMW drivers in the freezer, or do you want to put me, because I'm such a disgusting fucker, in the freezer? They're your two options. People who chat to their mates while they're peeing or in the bath. Are we having in the bath? Yeah.
Wanker, yeah, or wanker BMW
Or
drivers.
wanker BMW drivers. So please do feel free to add your vote. Oh, straight away, BMW drivers go in the freezer. Oh, well done, Sarah.
I wasn't expecting that.
So does that mean I get to continue with my
No,
merry?
no, it does
No
not.
one froze me.
No, it.
No one froze me. They could have stopped me there. And in fact, Paul, you sent your number over to the. So now
Expect a call. Yes, exactly.
If I need to pee or I'm having a bath, we're calling you, basically, Paul. That's the situation.
Yeah,
we've
from
agreed
the
with now.
bath and peeing. It's
From
going
the
to be
bath and
so
peeing.
nice.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've got any questions from our audience this week.
No one wants a free reading.
No one wants a free reading. Paul, do you have a question you'd like to ask either the cards or just us generally?
I don't think so. I'm just trying to think. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me based on the on the readings?
Oh,
If you could mentor us to be where you are, that would be great.
what, me in Winchester?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
How do we get to
How do we get to Winchester? Paul?
very easy. You could get trains every sort of 15 minutes out of Waterloo.
Oh, that is
Oh.
quick. That's
Is it-
quicker than to
Is
here.
Winchester A3?
M3. Well, actually, you can get there on the A3. Then you have to sort of link across. But it's sort of odd because I used to live in Walthamstow in London, and I get claustrophobic, so I can't get the tube. So quite often, it's actually quicker for me to get to gigs in London from Winchester than it was from London itself. Like when I could sort of gig in central London on the boat or somewhere like that, it's taken me an hour to get there, and it might have taken someone who lives in actual London longer.
Yeah, it's true.
That's it.
It's true. I don't have any questions.
Well, the thing is, we've done good time.
We've done good time.
chatted a lot. So I
Should
think
we
Yes.
Should we wrap this shit up? Paul, have you got anything you would like to plug?
any show,
Any
coming
shows,
up?
anything you're doing
I
on
mean,
YouTube?
I'm reluctant to plug any shows at the moment because you just never know whether they're going to happen or not. But I do a podcast with Sean Walsh called "What's Upset You Now," which is 15 minutes long and very funny. If anyone would like to listen to that,
I would like to listen.
Yes,
there we go.
We like Sean.
There we go. Give it a listen. Yes.
We like you too, Paul.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
we do.
No offense. No offense taken.
Question: is Sean one of the people that calls you whilst he's on the toilet?
He was the person in the bath.
Oh my God, me and Sean could be. I've problem solved. Me and Sean just need to phone each other.
Yes.
And he didn't think it was weird. I was like, "What do you mean you're in the bath?"
Okay, Paul. From now on, you can call me. 'cause
And he's all sort of new age, so he listens to like weird sort of whale music and stuff when he's in this. Like, mate, what? I don't want any part of this. This is.
I think we need to get Sean on the show and ask him to explain
I
himself.
think you should do, yeah.
I do think we might have to text Sean again on the show. Yeah, it's all fine, but that will be happening now.
Yeah,
do it.
Fabulous. So you do your podcast with. So you do another one, don't you? You do the one about music?
Oh yes, I've got one about Britpop called the Britpop Cast, which I do with George Lewis, which is absolutely fantastic.
I
And
think like a little bit starstruck about the guests you speak to on it.
yeah, we've been really lucky. We've been getting.
Like, I get really
Who have
starstruck.
you had recently?
So this week we spoke to Peter Hook from Joy Division and New Order, which was pretty cool. And last week we had Clint Boone. We spoke to like Rowetta from the Happy Mondays, and yeah, it's been very good.
Well, I could see why you would get.
It's legit. I was a little bit excited.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I know, very lucky.
Paul's socials are going along the bottom of the screen, so you can find links to all these podcasts and all those bits and bobs on there. Sarah, Do you have anything you would like to plug this week?
Yeah, plug myself. So my socials are going on the bottom. I do some funny things sometimes on Insta. There I
Very
am.
much.
Sorry, the dog wanted to
I'm
come up.
mildly amused.
Oh, what's his name?
This is Indy.
Indy. That's a good name.
Yeah, it's a good boy.
Very cute.
She's a very
Oh.
he likes to hang out.
And next week we have Dinesh Nathan
Dinesh
coming
Nathan
on.
the
And then the week
show.
after, probably
Lovely.
Sean.
We'll try and get Sean.
Yeah, he should do. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to
And
come
we'll
on.
do
Yeah.
the whole thing. Me and
Whilst
Sean
he's on the toilet.
we'll be both on the toilet, and Sarah will just be.
There we go. That sounds right up his street. Fucking
Just
weirdo.
the whole time. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't have anything to plug really. Oh, apart from my beautiful dog. And if anyone would like to call me while I'm taking a piss, then they're welcome to.
Because I'm not doing it anymore.
No.
So the space.
I
The
realised-
position has become available.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you, Paul, for bringing this to
Oh.
my.
Yeah.
I owe you one for this.
And in fact, thanks
No
for coming
problem.
on. You've been absolutely wonderful.
lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thanks. Lovely to see you.
Oh, wow, it's been so nice talking to you, Paul, you bloody legend. And please join us next Sunday at 7, where we'll be doing the same thing with someone else.
Yes.
Aye, aye.
Thanks so much,
lovely.
Paul.
No worries. Take it easy.
Watching.
See you.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching Tarot Nice to Meet You, which is produced by Comedy Hotspot. See you next Sunday at 7 p.m.